Yes, Rex, far side, please.
Tiger, what was your plan for the offseason? What did you feel like you had to work on? And you just talked about getting ready for this season, what you've done the last couple of weeks.
Well, I just shut it down. I just got away from golf for a few weeks. Threw the clubs away and just never looked at them. And it was nice to shut it down like that. And when I came back and started, just like I do every year, I start from the green back. And basically that's how I was raised. I started from when I was a little boy, from putting to chipping to pitching to irons to driver. So that's what I did, and worked on basically trying to refine what I was doing towards the end of last year. I felt my ball striking was good. My short game finally came around towards the end of last year. That was something I was excited about, and basically, Sean and I didn't reinvent any wheel. We were just out there refining what we were working on for the past 2 years, and just going out there and just hitting balls and getting the reps in, and then start playing quite a bit towards the end.
Yes, Mark, in the centre, please.
Given where you were 18 months ago and the lead Rory currently has, how big an achievement would it be to get back to number one?
Well, I would like to just win golf tournaments. That's the rankings take care of themselves by winning golf tournaments. I was at one point, was I outside the top 50 or whatever it was, but I won 3 times last year, and lo and behold, look where I'm at. So it's about winning golf tournaments and being consistent. And I think that over the course of my career, I've done a pretty good job of that, and we'll certainly like to continue doing that.
Bob, please, left-hand side.
Tiger,
Yeah, Bob.
Tiger. Last month, Jack Nicklaus said he thought Rory's emergence would be good for you. That he's come along the way that he has, and not necessarily that you need the motivation, but just having another young guy like that come along the way he has would be good. How do you see that, personally? Is there an extra boost that it gives you, with him emerging as he has?
Well, Bob, I think it's a generational thing now. The guys that I played a lot, like I was mentioning earlier, the main guys that were over the course of my early part of my career, being Phil, VJ, Goose, Ernie, David, are all in their 40s now. And some of the other guys that even Jim. So now the kids in their 20s. It just means I've been around a little bit longer. So it's nice to see. The game has certainly changed. It's gotten bigger, and guys are hitting the ball further. And you can see how athletic Rory is, even though he's not exactly 6'3" or 6'4" like some of the other big bombers out here. But he certainly can move it. And that's the nature of the game now. You got to be able to just move it out there and take advantage of it. It's neat to see.
Yes, Paul, the centre on the right, please.
Tiger, from the time that you've been hanging out with Rory, what advice have you offered to him, and what lessons have you learned from him?
We haven't really talked in that way, as far as advice or anything like that. We've just had a good time. Just we certainly give each other the needle quite a bit. That's always fun. And that's about it. And as far as advice or anything like that, no. He's got a great head on his shoulders, and he really understands. So if he ever needs any advice, then certainly he's more than, he knows I'm open to it. And I think our friendship is growing, and it's been fun.
Back to the left, Ben, please.
Tiger, the European team captain could well be announced tonight, and Rory has said quite vocally he thinks captains should only get one chance. Having endorsed Tom Watson from an American point of view, are those comments you disagree with?
Well, Tony Jacklin did all right, didn't he? And Bernard Gallagher. I don't know. Did they do okay? Okay. Well, they had it more than once. So I don't know what the European Tour matrix is. We've certainly have gone outside of our matrix model that we've used over the years with Tom. It's usually guys in their 40s or even early 50s or who've won a major championship and who are basically on the back end of their career. The European model's been different, over the years, and it depends what the committee wants to do.
John, I think you have a question, please.
Tiger, what is it that most strikes you about Rory's game?
I think that if you look at the way he hits it, he drives the ball beautifully, and beautiful iron player. And when he's got that putter rolling, he makes a lot of putts. And granted, what 20-something-year-old doesn't make a lot of putts? So he's certainly proven that he can make big putts. He's won a couple major championships by large margins. So he has all the tools, and he's only going to refine them. He's only going to get better at it, and that'll be good to see.
Derek, please.
Tiger, over here.
Yep. Well. Yep.
We've seen Rory's profile increase dramatically in recent months. Does that present different challenges for him going into this season, do you think?
What do you mean?
Just, well, his profile's, he's in that superstar bracket with yourself and a couple of others. Does that, and the attention surrounding him, does that present different challenges?
I think he has to go with time management skills. I think that's something he's already learned. This summer, he had a little bit of, or this past summer, he had a little bit of a spell there where he didn't play well. Went back to focusing and practicing, and lo and behold, he had a huge end of the summer. And that's just something that we've all had to go through. We've all learned, and it's tough sometimes. It really is. And when you have success, there are more responsibilities that at a tournament site, and there are more distractions at a tournament site that are taking away from what you like to do, which is compete and play. So that's something that he has learned and he's figured out, and I think that was a big adjustment that he made this past summer, and consequently he had a huge end of the year, and I think that was a good sign.
Did he talk to you about that?
A little bit. I went through it, and I went through it a little bit earlier than he did. Mine was 97. I turned pro in 96. Played the end of the summer, and then I had never played that much competitive golf. And by the time I had gotten to July, I was fried already. In college, we don't play that much golf. Amateur golf, we don't play that much. But I was playing a lot, and for a whole year, which we don't normally do. So that to me was, I won 4 times through July, and then didn't win again. A lot of it just because I was just fried, and reworked my schedule and applied it in 98, did all right, but then it kicked in 99.
Gentleman down the front here.
Tiger, with everything that's happened in the past few years with injuries and whatnot, and with a good 12 months under your belt and having a bit of a freshen up over the break, down in tools, as you say, do you feel like your game's in as good a shape as it has been for the previous 2 years, and do you feel like you can have a real crack at 2013?
Absolutely. It feels, last year I had one little blip at Doral with my Achilles, but other than that, it was a good year physically. I was excited about being able to play a full schedule. I hadn't played a full schedule in a very long time. I think it's maybe 06, 07, somewhere in there. So for me, it was a big year in that regard.